You also see a lot of times with Elon, and that's not doesn't happen with all well-known people. Definitely not all billionaires, where they respond. People respond on his tweet. Let's say Zuby, for example, posted something as response to this tweet by Elon. He basically says, yes, also Twitter should find a way to compensate monetization partner with its top creators, like every other social media app. A small percentage create all high engagement content and keep the site active. And Elon turns around and responds, absolutely. So he will definitely look into that. And that's one of the things people like about Elon. He always engages with people if he sees something that piques his interest. Do you have any thoughts on the rest of his statement regarding it not becoming a hellscape, free for all hellscape, and creating basically a platform where people can choose based on age and preferences?
No, I think you covered it by saying that the I wasn't here, but I was listening though, and you mentioned already about the you mentioned that the importance the reason for rules is to attract stakeholders, right? And it makes sense because if people start putting money into your platform, associating themselves with your platform, and it turns out to be, for example, something on OnlyFans, like OnlyFans, and you don't want your because some people want some type of I can imagine that some type of companies do want to promote their content on sites like OnlyFans, but not all. So before doing something, it's important for people from the outside to know what they're getting themselves into. Um, I do think what he says it's pretty interesting idea to have a committee to basically evaluate our claims. I do wonder, however, um, if the committee would be able to keep up with all uh, the flags and everything they need to control. Because if you have millions of users on there, or I don't know how many users Twitter has, you have a committee. That committee needs to work very, very fast and very effective. And I can imagine there's something to be said. I think there are pros and cons for every situation, for every system, but you have systems that block you and afterwards go and check whether or not it was justified or not. That might mean that your content has been blocked before having had the chance to so it could have been unjustly, but you would need to wait like a week before they unblock it, and that would be unjust. But the other way would be that they would not block something that is bad, and it would stay up for a week before being taken down. So there's something to be said for both. So I'm curious to see how that will work, because the idea I think is a pretty good one, but let's see if the implementation will be as good as the idea itself. Can't hear you, man.
I was muted. Good. What I wanted to say was struggle streaming.
Shout
What
out
I
to
wanted to
TLA.
say, shout out to TLA, yes. One thing we wanted to say, what I wanted to say was maybe it's a combination of both. Um, Combining basically rules that can be applied or judged by either AI or a group of moderators, and then the let's say the committee judges high profile cases, like for example a Trump or something like that.
Yeah,
Maybe it's going to be a combination of those two.
we'll see.
We'll see. But he has a vision. He has a clear
Yeah,
vision, and has been able to put it into words so that it's clear to everyone what to expect. Because people are already ideas, giving ideas about how it can be that Twitter can be. What can make Twitter different and better? You have Cosmin here, who's basically saying to Elon, maybe. Oh, I clicked on it. Make Twitter a different game modes. Person versus person Twitter is where you can start beef and mob each other on verified personal accounts. Role playing Twitter is for anon accounts, only with minimal moderation, and normal Twitter is for everyone else with heavy moderation. So that those are things that, and I think Elon also answered it. Something like this makes sense. These are the thoughts he might have his own idea, but these are things that he's thinking about or he's considering at least. Maybe he's not considering. Maybe he's just answering and saying, "Yeah, it makes sense. Maybe it makes sense. Maybe it doesn't."
yeah,
But after the takeover, General Motors canceled its advertising with Twitter. Um, you know why, right?
yeah. Of course, it can finance its competitor.
Even though it's different companies, total different companies, it is temporarily paused because, like you said, they are reevaluating whether they want to put money behind the man who's basically a competitor to them.